smash that notification bell, man. Oh, I'm sick, man. So you know when I drop that. So you know when I'm dropping. Alright. Couple disclaimers. As you can hear, I'm sick as a dog. Sorry. Changing my eating habits. I'm a vegan now. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I'm just trying to do something new. Not for long. Try for like 3 months to see if I could just mentally break myself and do it. But that's not here and there. 2. This video is probably going to be a serious matter. I don't know. I should have probably read the comments, but I know it happened. I just googled it just to like get like a brief idea of what I'm gonna watch, and it happened from 1950 to 55. Like I literally just watched whatever was in the tab, and this could involve like racism, like between Croatians and the Philippines, right? So in case of this is probably any of that going on, things like that. I didn't want to read too much of it. I really want to learn in the video. I don't want to give myself like a major idea. Just all y'all be respecting the comments. Like I'd rather y'all attack me if I say something ignorant and stuff like that than y'all attack each other or some Croatian come and say something wild or a Filipino say something wild. None of that. Bro, if I see any comments like that or someone tells me match a comment like that, you're getting a straight ban. None of that. End of the day, man. Love is love, peace is peace, bro. I'm pretty sure there's Croatians that fuck the Philippines and there's some Philippines that fuck the Croatians. So let's not sit here and do all that nonsense. And to the new people that click on my videos, if I laugh or do anything that may be quote unquote ignorant, that's quote unquote me. Now I would never be disrespectful off purposely. Like if I make a joke, whatever, during a serious video, it's just that's my personality. Like people on my channel know me, so like new people hit the dislikes all you want. I really don't care. But as long as you sub, that's all that matters. You watch the video or you come back and watch one, that's all that matters, man. You could watch all my videos until I die and dislike them. But once you watch, you're my guy. Alright, sorry, I had to do something. But okay. March of the Valiant Philippine Expeditionary Force to Croatia. Shouts out to the ones who sacrificed their life to for the betterment. With this other document. Okay, hold on. This is the novel Philippines. Okay, so it's more. I guess the Philippines were fighting Croatia. Yeah, I'll get into it. Shouts out to Map for putting this together. History's history, man. It's always good to know your history. Especially the Philippine guys, you people. Like girls too, I said guys too. Alright, night. Oh. And he had back on? That's tough.
When the Korean War broke out in 1950, immediately the Philippine government, under the leadership of President Elpidio Quirino, offered to support.
Although at that time, we still are recovering from the damage of World War II.
They said we have to sacrifice to fulfill the commitment of our country to help a member nation in need.
And he says the price of freedom was something that we fought for with our blood, and we were going to do it again.
Authorized under an act of Congress, Republic Act 573, which was passed in early September 1950. It provided the legal authority for a total of 5 different Philippine Battalion Combat Teams or PEFTOC battalions to help defend the beleaguered South Koreans.
I'm be honest. I'm mad ignorant to my history, so I don't know my history. I'm not gonna lie. My history teacher was my football coach. I didn't have to do shit. As long as I did good on my tests, that's all that matters, man. And it was more like American history and stuff like that. It was just like more pinpoint stuff. Like, I'm being dead ass. I don't know my geography, my history, and nothing like that. So if I sound ignorant at certain points, that's just it. But I just have to put it out there.
The Philippines sent 5 battalion combat teams to Korea with a total strength of 7,420 officers and men.
And it was only through the idea
those
of President
people.
Now, we volunteered. We were never forced.
I was young and we were trained, so
Bro, what was the number? Get the exact number. Get the exact number. Hold on. So about 7,500 people said, bro, this is serious. For freedom, we're gonna fight for that. That's courage, man. No matter what, like, RIP to the dead ones, man, because a lot of bodies got dropped, bro, that day. But the fact that people knew that they were going into a field to die. Like, you have to think about it. You wake up every single day, you know, you brush your teeth, you wipe your ass, wash your ass and everything in the shower and shit. But when you go outside, you're not going to thinking about, you know, you gotta go grab a gun and go march for a bag. These people are waking up and saying, like, yo, this is the day I'm gonna find myself, find the strength in myself, and go and do this. That's wild, man. Shouts out to the people who did that, man.
We were never forced.
I was young and we were trained, so we were prepared. No second
Okay.
thoughts.
And since we had all volunteered, we were a very happy bunch, in spite of the fact that
Survivors.
anticipated hardships and deathly threats on the Korean front line.
At Tucson, still another nation joins the growing UN command as 1,200 men of a crack Philippine regimental combat team come ashore.
Look at these men, man. Yo, this music has me on the edge of my seat. Drawing it like these.
Well, when you arrive at Korea, about 5/6 of South Korea was occupied by the North Koreans. Only 1/6 was occupied by the Allied forces then.
Oh wow, that's low.
And we arrived there in Busan. I saw Korea badly beaten, ruins.
Then the civilians were bringing their packs, moving. You could see movement all around, back and forth, because everybody didn't know where to go. Children crying, and most of the children were very skinny.
All in tattered clothes, hungry, begging for food.
We sympathize with them because we already suffered the same consequences during World War II when the Japanese started bombing our areas.
We give them food. But I was their parents will come rushing towards us also and begging for food.
The whole people there talagang they're starving.
Very sad plight.
Very.
Even from back in the day, y'all, jeans, bro. When I really think about it, well, see, I'm North American, right? So obviously, like when even when I did videos, I got like comments, like racist comments from Filipinos, whatever. But like that was, I don't dive into that kind of energy because like from down here, like my little brother's half Filipino. Both of my little brothers are half Filipino. I've been around Filipino people, bro. Like I grew up in Filipinos. Like there's a whole Asian community right down the street from, well, not down the street. I moved, but not too far from me. Like, I've been around a whole bunch of Asians, and all I could really say, bro, I feel like Filipinos, like, even their parents, like, I met some Filipinos guys, like, when I was in high school, like, parents, bro, like, they're like, I don't know if you guys are trained to learn with love, but it seems like you're like the most caring type of people ever. Like, I'm Jamaican and Guyanese, bro. Our culture's not really that caring, bro. Like, let's be honest. I'm not trying to diss my culture or anything like that, but I just feel like you guys are embedded with love. Like, Pacquiao, he's one of the toughest fighters. He could probably go down as one of the top 5 greatest fighters of all time, and he still has love and compassion. Versus like a Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? Like, it's even from back in the day until now, it's the same, bro.
Active ang communism.
That's wild.
We're facing trouble. Then from there, we were transferred to Sariwon. Now that's the first time we noticed the cold. That was the coldest time during 100 years. It was about 15 degrees below zero.
Bro, that's deadly. That's like...
It was 11 November when we started the first patrol between Mudong up to Shinji.
Bro, in that kind of weather, here, they will tell us to stay inside. Your fingers will get... If you didn't have proper gloves, people died from frostbite that year. Had to. If they didn't have the proper stuff to keep themselves warm, just the frostbite alone will kill them, bro. That's cold, bro. Don't take that day lightly. That's cold, though. That's like being ice. Like, I don't know, man. That's like jumping in ice water, bro, and having to walk the whole day through it.
Then, before we have to cross the hill, which was dividing the area between towns, we have to cross a bend. Now, in that bend, further, there was 45 area by the North Koreans. Example, this is a hill. There are 4 lines of trenches. So, when we were able to clear that area, they started firing at us. It was so surprising that talagang everybody cannot look because I'm a bit tang. Doon ko silalim. Sa tang, mayroong periscope. I tried to look. Nakita ko, nobody was moving because talagang firing at that area. Pati yung tangke ko na pasobsob doon sa ano. Ang ginawa ko, pinataas ko. Pagtaas ko, nakita ko yung mga North Korean troops. They were already talking of maybe attacking. As a soldier, the first thing is safety. And instead of defending yourself, you attack. That's your reaction. You have to kill to live. So lumabas ako sa tangke. Paglabas ko sa tangke, hindi there's a turret, there's a machine gun.
Now to my new stuff. This is the kind of shit I be talking about. Don't hit me with a dislike, see? But imagine being yo, this nigga did some Call of Duty shit. This nigga hopped up the tank. And then that's crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god. This shit, that's nasty. And he's living to talk about it. That's all. That's all.
Machine gun, sa ingay lang, ma-demoralize kayo. Ang lakas eh. Tuk-tuk-tuk-tuk. Isang kundugan yun.
That's so sweet, man.
Tinitira.
Even he's laughing at it. He's even laughing. You can't be mad at me now. He's even laughing at it. Hear him. He knows. This man just wiped out 4 or 5 lines of niggas.
Isang kundugan yun. Nagtakbuhan. Yung nagtubatakbo, tinitira. Hanggang to the point na all of them will nail down. Kaya that time, yung mga tauhan namin nag-attack. Ang dami nila, tumatira sa akin, wala nakatama. Maybe it was God-sent fortune. Ano? And after that, nung nahupa na yan, about mga 30 minutes, there were about 42 dead. At saka about...
Damn, 30 minutes. Holy, bro. sorry, man. I'm trying to still have that energy, bro, but why ain't letting me, but you know what I'm talking about. Imagine, bro. You know how quick 30 minutes is? Well, like in like when you think about it. And in that 30 seconds, I probably felt like 20 hours. Cause every single you could be like this to this. And like that. We're in some major pain, bro. That
100 wounded. Ngayon, bumaba yung...
oh shoot, I didn't see that. Sorry. I'm doing good talking.
Nila, tumatira sa akin. Wala na That's God sent fortune. Ano? Ngayon, after that, nung nahupa na yun, about mga 30 minutes, there were about 42 dead at saka about 100 wounded. Ngayon, bumaba yung Amerikano, kinakongratulate ako because of that. Then after that, they proceeded to Shinji.
Okay, I read that wrong.
Immediately after the Battle of Myeodong, winter had already set in. The problem was that their uniforms that were issued to them earlier on were not sufficient. Colonel Soren, here's his leadership. Sabi na, until such time that you give us this necessary equipment to fight the enemy, we will not move. Well, he was relieved and Colonel Ojeda took over.
Real nigga.
It was a very sad thing.
Real nigga, bro. My man said, bro, my niggas are dying right now. You might as well just kill me. Cause I can't go back and say I didn't get the stuff. I need it. So you shoot me here or give me the shit. That's a real nigga, bro. That's a real nigga. No cap. That's a real nigga.
Tapos niyan, come April na, pumunta kami sa father.
It wasn't no April Fool's joke neither.
There was a report that they are going to attack the UN troops. Doon naman sa Yuldong.
Just then, the Chinese and the Koreans were inaugurating the first phase of what they called Chinese Spring Offensive.
Chinese couldn't wait to get in that.
Nangyari sa Yuldong, ang 10 city nandito,
To the right of the Bay City were the Turks, and to the left of them were the Puerto Ricans. There were now signs that they were being attacked by the communists in mass. What the Chinese did was they massed their forces in the center, penetration,
dito nang atake sa atin.
and then less strong forces on the side. There were Chinese who were able to penetrate the ranks of the Turks.
The Turkish, iniwanan yung pwesto.
Similarly, the Puerto Ricans on the left also did the same. They gave way.
Kaya nakapasok sila.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
Nice.
Sorry. Earlier, I was a little confused about what was going on. My bad. For everything I just said, negate that. Wait, did I just say something? I felt like I said something about the Turks and thing, but
Here come now the
I get it now.
holding onto their line. Using the bayonet, hand to hand. Use of hand grenades and so on and so forth. Kulang lang siguro, duraan na lang. According to Voltaire, God is always on the side of the greater battalion. How can you face your only 700 when the Koreans and the Chinese had about 700,000?
Luckily, we were able to hold on.
According to the test,
I didn't want to. But I didn't want to pause the video because it's a long vid. I know some gets hate when I pause, but god damn, what God did these niggas pray to? I need to pray to this God. I'm living wrong. I swear to God, I'm living wrong, man. I need to prescribe to this religion. The people, whoever they were praying to during this time, I need to pray to that God. I swear, I'm right now praying to the wrong God. My God doesn't look like this God. How? You know what? Let's get back to the bit.
according to the testimony of the defenders, piles of dead were there. Piles of dead.
Doon yung namatay yung si Captain Yap at saka si Lieutenant Artiaga, yung dalawang yung hero.
It's the real ones.
was assigned as the reconnaissance platoon leader of the reconnaissance company of the 20th Battalion Combat Team PEFTOC, then under Colonel Salvador Absede. Being volunteers, we were rushed to the front lines in Korea. We took a railroad that took us to north of Seoul, the capital of South Korea, and passed beyond the 38th parallel, where the
lot of
main
walking.
echelon of the 20th Battalion Combat Team, PEFTOC, was stationed. And after spending overnight there, we were taken to our frontline positions north of the 38th parallel in the vicinity of the city of Chorwon, which is already part of North Korea. During the third week of May, our
Okay, they got
battalion
cars.
decided that it is now or never. And I was picked by the battalion commander to lead the assault. And this is how I myself got into the big battle for Hill Erie. And I was assigned to do this with my platoon of about 40-45 men. We started the approach to the enemy fortifications at about maybe 4 o'clock in the morning. And in May, in North Korea, 4 in the morning is still very dark and very cold. When we got to no man's land, after a truck ride of about 30 minutes, we had to creep and crawl.
40 men all on the ground like, hee!
For most
40,
of the period,
45.
we had to prod with our bayonets on whether there are mines planted with tripwires in the rice fields.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Bro! Think about what god are they praying to? Imagine a mine touches your yo! Oh my god! Nah! Hold on, let me check my time with this mission. Damn, I don't know when it cut out, but if it's just you're gonna see audio for a bit and then it's gonna come back to me. This is always gonna be there. But bro, I was just talking about mimes and how they went over the mimes, bro. It could have blew up in their face. That's wild. But they had to use like the basically a bayonet is just like your gun. And you put the knife at the end of it. For the mass who don't know. So they probably were taking their gun, like the rifle, and like putting it out and like using the knife to like see if they could trip anything.
About 2 hours of creeping and crawling, we saw really more clearly the enemy fortifications were our targets. Our headquarters that were here already in the assault line, we called it, ready to jump off towards the hill, but give us first the preparatory fires that we had planned.
Wartime.
And these were from the fighter planes of the supporting American forces that dropped napalm bombs along the target area.
Oh shit.
In the meantime, we were advancing up the hill. But when the napalm bombs were falling too closely to us and endangered our troops, I called headquarters to cease fire on that and then bring in the artillery.
He said, "Fuck running in. We shooting shit. We shooting
It
shit."
was behind us and with the forward observer, Lieutenant Cosme Acosta. He did a good job of bringing in our artillery to bear upon the target area. And we continued advancing upward. When we were too close to the enemy positions, we called for ceasefire of the artillery. But we asked for tank direct fire.
They weren't done bombing the shit, see?
From our
And like I said again, man, there's anyone on the opposite. Okay, man, they're killing somebody. You feel me? Like they're killing the North Korea. They're killing Koreans, man. And no disrespect to the Korean niggas, bro. Because you might feel like I'm insulting you and shit like that, or bigging up another place. It's not nothing like that. It's all love and peace, bro. Those are getting fucked up in that situation. God damn.
supporting forces in the back. And so the tanks being able to fire directly at the target almost in a straight line started firing.
Imagine doing practice runs in real life situations.
As the tanks were firing, we continued to advance to very near the top of the enemy fortifications. And when it was time to do it, I said, lift the tank fires, we're going to attack.
Now it's my turn to perform, see? Bro, in war, there's no practice, bro. You could do simulations all you want, but once you get in, that's real, bro. And to use your IQ, bro, this nigga got 10,000 IQ. I swear to God, bro. Call for airstrike. Mass chill out. No, first mass, let's crawl. Then we get close, call for the airstrike scene. Then let's run up. Wait, hold up. Y'all going too crazy up there. You niggas in the back of me go in front, so we safe. Then we get clear enough. All y'all niggas down. Now it's time to me to perform. Jeez. This nigga's wild. This nigga has 3,000 IQ. What? This nigga's Gandhi. I swear to God. That's a Filipino Gandhi. Wait, time out. If this actually if y'all actually got a Filipino Gandhi, it was just a joke. I really don't know. But this nigga's Filipino Gandhi.
Attack them with rifle fire, with bayonets, and in some cases
10,000 IQ.
The hand-to-hand combat lasted for about 30 to 45 minutes.
Damn.
Until I determined that the enemy resistance had died down. And I started accounting for my men, and I found out that they were all present, accounted for, except for one.
How? How? Nah, time out. How? What God is this nigga praying to? Bro. What God is this nigga praying to? How? I want to fuck her up in the crane side, man. Like, goddamn. How? This nigga's Gandhi.
Our mission. Well, of course, personally, I was very thankful to the good Lord for saving the troops. And then the city came in.
Actually, with the turnover from the 20th BCD,
But how do y'all go from the 10th to the 20th in 5 years? Nothing, never mind.
Dad was fascinated by flying, first of all. That was his hobby. And when he saw that many soldiers were being sent to the front, he came to my grandfather, then President Quirino, and
Imagine
said,
being around during
"I
that
want to
time."
go to war. And my grandfather looked at him and says, well, if you go to war, then my son has to go with you.
Dad used to say, when Lolo told me that
Whoa, wait, hold on.
First of all, that was his hobby. And when he saw that many soldiers were being sent to the front, he came to my grandfather, then President Quirino, and said, Papa, I want to go to war. And my grandfather looked at him and says, well, if you go to war, then my son has to go with you.
Dad used to say, when Lolo told me that I had to serve in the Korean War, of course I feared. I feared for my life. I didn't want my children to be fatherless. So that was my greatest fear. But the love for my father and my sense of duty to him as his son overtook any fears that I had. And so I said, yes, Papa, I will do it.
Wait, whoa, wait, time out. I'm confused. Okay. So, hold on. So this shorty's dad went to their granddad and said he wanted to join the war. And then The granddad said, this guy said, my son has to. Now, are these guys related? I don't know. Someone explain this part to me. And there's another thing. Is one of these guys, and I'm thinking it's this one right here. This lady right here. This person right here. Shouts out to the gay community, man. Just in case, you know. I mean, I don't want to come off, you know, disrespectful. It's not that. I'm confused. I'm just confused on.
Greatest fear. But the love for my father and my sense of duty to him as his son overtook any fears that I had. And so I said, yes, Papa, I will do it.
Imagine getting clapped by a trans. That's tough. Or you get clapped by a trans. That's tough. Yo, that's my own self that was happening.
So that was the story of how both First Lieutenant Tomas Quirino and Chico Gonzalez.
Hey, everything's all love, all jokes. I know I got some new subscribers and be hella cheap. Like, what did you just say? Bro, all my day ones and people who really mess with me know it's all jokes and love.
Just like to send his only son at that time and his only son at that time. Because when he said,
okay, I get it now. Okay, I was right.
He'll send his own family first.
Luis Rosales, yung asawa ni Mabiti, Quirino, pilot damang Pepto yun eh. Asawa namin.
He was a spotter pilot. He would go on this small plane at very high altitude and look for the enemy and relay the information back to the base so that they could either fire artillery or have other planes with armament go there because his plane had no armament at all.
Dad was assigned to desk duties in the beginning.
Signal siya eh. He makes sure that all communication to the line to everyone has to be connected, that they properly connected, can be contacted anytime. Because you don't go to combat without communication. Signal is very important.
Smart guy. Man was he's super important. Super.
This time he was married to the first lady of the Philippines, my mother, no? So siguro they wanted to give him some type of preferential treatment and he didn't like that at all. So he wrote to them and he said for them to please give him combat missions.
My mother even said to me that quote unquote would do anything to measure up in the eyes of his father in the sense of esteem and respect. So he kept telling their officer, I want to see action. I want to see action.
Oh no, it's not. That's not the same person. Different person.
We were shipped to Lion, Jamestown.
I think that's her dad.
About 3 miles long.
Or his, or she's, or he's, or hers dad. That's who that person was. It's not that person.
Stretch of defense of the United States forces. And in 5 days, we were sent to the T-Bone Hills, that is Hill 191, and hit Erie towards the stem of the bowl where the 1 regiment of Chinese are there, and we had a 4 days battle with the combination.
4 days.
Oh, that was terrible, terrible. You can just imagine artillery bomb dropping just in front of you, a few yards away, and then you're in the height of battle. If this is the hill that we occupied, the enemy was already crawling up, and our firearms hindi na sila buputok. Barado na, no?
Damn.
The commander was requesting for fire in position. Ibig sabihin, dito sa lugar namin, bombahin nyo na.
Wait.
Ibig sabihin, dito
It's a request for mentor.
sa lugar namin, bombahin nyo na. My battalion commander didn't approve it. Dito rin, pinabagsak na higit.
Oh, wow, this guy was trying to make them bomb their area. That's wild, bro. It's that God, man. He's praying to another type of God. He has confidence in his God.
And at the end of the battle,
The commander did it.
there was a recording from the 45th Division that no less than 500 enemy Chinese cavalry were killed by our artillery alone. That's aside from those who we encountered, umakyat sa aming hill, napatay namin doon na marami. They shot.
Now I know why Pacquiao fights like killers, man. Bro, I'm never dating a Filipino chick. Actually, I might fuck around and do that. My son might be the coolest nigga out. Black in Philippines? I'm the coolest nigga. Hey, Filipino lady, hey, I'm looking for. Man. Yo, you guys are demons, bro. God damn. Yo, you guys are demons. You guys are demons. Bruh. That's wild. You guys know that rocket? Never mind. That would probably been a bad joke, but I haven't said it anyway now that I brought it up. You ever heard the rock and roll shot that the bodies hit the floor? That's what the guys had in their head, bro. What's wild? Hit the bodies hit the floor.
We were about to leave, to be relieved by the 14th BGD. And 3 days before, we sent a patrol between our line and the enemy. The squadron told me, iwanan ko muna sa iyo yung pera ko, ha? Baka mamaya kung ano mangyari sa akin doon. Nakapture siya. That sergeant there is from Manila City, and I was personally responsible in bringing him there to my unit. So, I grieved so much about it.
Well, that's their fortune. Alam mo, pati sa akin, it's just luck eh. I never thought with people how many thousands there firing at me. Hindi ako tinaman. It's a question of luck eh.
Like I said, that guy and the guy, Gandhi and this guy, I want to know which God these niggas were praying to. I need to know. I want to be part of this religion, my guy. I need to. I want that kind of love from my God. Like, God damn.
Matatag bayani, masigasig na mga Pilipino.
And sorry, no disrespect to the dead on both sides, bro. But y'all niggas some demons, bro. No cap, bro. I niggas, bro.
To my father, come home soon. I miss you, sweetheart. She would apologize. I am so sorry.
Bro, just put this in some perspective, man. Before you just really say I'm that ignorant. This man said they started off with about 75, right? Yesterday they got help. Both sides got help. They almost won. They were going against 700,000. Bro, stop. Bro, how? How? A nation should be wiped out right now. No disrespect to the Philippines, but how did you guys survive that? I want to know what God y'all be praying to, man. I'm there, man. I'm in the Philippines. Bro, I want to be Filipino right now, bro. I want to get into that. I need that kind of love, bro.
Bothering you, but I haven't heard from you.
It doesn't. It's.
My mom, on the other hand, she showed me some of the love letters of Dad to her. He was pretty romantic. He said he missed the family, he wanted to be home. It must have been quite challenging for him.
I remember him saying it.
Wait, I could have been wrong. That could have been a full-out lady. So I could have made a horrible bad joke, calling that person a trend, and it's not really not. I thought that was the guy, and he just changed himself. But I think that was just both their fathers in the picture. Let me clear that all up. Cause I know I definitely got. You guys are gonna send me bare hate. I feel it. I really don't care though. You watched till this point, so thank you.
Time of my life, it was freezing. We were freezing. The biggest enemy that they had was the weather, actually, and homesick.
Dad never left behind any memoirs. But he did send letters to my mom telling her that finally he got his wish. And that he's pretty happy that he came home alive from the experience.
Experience? You guys consider just experience? I'm not even going to. Y'all some demons, bro. I can't.
assigned to the 7th Battalion Combat Team.
You're a demon, my guy. You're part of that. All you guys, man. How?
I was given orders to join the 14th BCT. When we left, the President Quirino sent us off. He was at the pier.
And he told them, just before they left for Korea, and I will quote, I sent ahead of you my only son and my son-in-law to offer their blood in the defense of democracy. Thus, my pride will be that with my own flesh and blood, I shall have participated in your coming struggle and victory for the honor and prestige of our country. Unquote. That is what he said.
He wasn't able to, but he got his only son too, bro. That's what's up, man. That's hard thing for as a dad to do it.
We relived the 19 at Pike Saxon under the chestnut orchard. And then we were moved to Christmas Hill. That was our last battle. We replaced an American battalion who suffered a lot of casualties. So almost wipe out.
Yo, in the 50s, the Filipinos were the big bad wolf scene. They're helping the Americans. Alright, I'm done. You guys are not getting it, bro. If you're a Filipino subscriber, bro, you have to eat. Wow, bro. Let me stop. Let's just get into it.
Climb up the hills, and then when we went up that hill, sometimes you vomit the smell of place decaying. Yung dadaanan mo, minsan liman.
Shipper was in the air heavy too.
You get used to it. We captured the Christmas Hill. Then the Chinese attempted several times to recover the hill.
They found it the hard way.
They throw in battalions after battalions to try to inflict as much casualties. They throw in practically everything. Parang ubusin na yung bala. Practically everything. Parang ubusin na yung bala.
This is a face of a demon! Bro, these are demons! How? Look at him! At this age, I don't even want to see him in person. I would never want to see this guy in case he misinterprets anything I say. He will kill me. Don't play with a man that smiles like this, man. A man that just is this good and smiles like this talking about war? Think about it. He's different. Scary, man. I'm gonna be him for Halloween. No cap. I'm him for Halloween.
When you fight back in that war, you have everything you need. Artillery fire support, tank support, aircraft. You can ask for any fire support.
Bombing mans. I don't get it.
We held on up to the time the truce was implemented. Took effect 10 in the evening, ceasefire na yun. Well, silent, everybody was out, thinking about going home, and then thankful to prove that you are alive and kicking, so it makes you feel good.
Jeez. Bruh. I'd have been so happy to survive that. What?
When I went to Korea, there was already a truce, but everything was still on a war footing. There was the main battle position, the demarcation line between the two Koreas, which both sides guarded. The North Koreans guarded the north side, we did the south side. On the lines, your duty there would be to look through binoculars and you monitor the movement of the enemy on the other side. When the armed forces decided that there was no longer need for the BCT in Korea, the orders were for the BCT to come home. But on the last minute, they said a contingent of 1 officer and 10 enlisted men must stay behind, and I was the one chosen. So because of that, while the rest of the battalion went home, I was there for another additional 1 month and a half. Our contingent was myself, only 1 officer and 10 enlisted men. And we spent the last day more or less turning on equipment, so we were in fatigues and we were not really in very clean state. While we were waiting for our plane to Tokyo, all of a sudden, here was a major with all of the guy ropes asking, where's the officer of the departing Philippine contingent? I said, I'm the officer. I said, can you get your men ready? Because there are 3 generals who are coming to see you off. And sure enough, to send off a 2nd lieutenant and 10 enlisted men. They came with stars and stripes coverage. And that, I think, shows more or less the spirit of democracy that prevailed in that UN organization, where notwithstanding your nationality, notwithstanding your rank,
that's a good truce.
as a group, you are considered a Philippine contingent and therefore entitled to the honors of arrival or send-off.
That's what's up. Guys are all the same, just different name. Well, not literally. It's like saying a Trinidadian and Jamaican the same. Or a Jamaican and a Guyanese. Or like a Barbadian person and just me culturally.
My spirit of patriotism was really enhanced. What an experience to be fighting like that. It is something that I can be proud of, that my family can be proud of.
Being part of PEFTOC was one of Daddy's favorite episodes of his life. When he was diagnosed with cancer, the last trip he took was to Korea. He wanted to go back to the 38th parallel to Pamunjom, just to go back and rekindle those memories. For me, that told me a lot about what he felt about being.
Yeah, true demon. He's a killer. Real killer. We did for good cause though. No, idiot him.
It is a moment of remembrance, but it is also a moment of extreme pride that our fathers and my grandfather saw it fit to be part of the democratic principles of freedom, that we did what it took to keep our cherished democracy. And to all the soldiers that fought hand in hand, side by side, heroes of the PEFTOC, I salute you all. May the youth, like we do now, and hopefully generations to come, may they never forget the freedoms that were purchased with your blood and your sacrifice.
This is the lesson of World War II and the Korean War. And the Vietnam War also after the Korean War.
Bro, I want to shake these guys' hands. These guys are different, bro.
They suffered from all of this.
This guy right here, I want to talk to this guy in person. He for sure. If I had to choose one, this guy right here.
But some old warriors like were there. But we were happy to do our little humble participation.
These niggas are demons! Humble! That's what the word called it, humble. See? Let's get the squad. Picture the squad out. These guys are different, bro. Man, this was a crazy one, bro. This is a crazy fight, but y'all did it, bro. For a good cause, man. Like I said, man, no disrespect to the other side or to whoever feels offended, man. This is just all for just learning history and things like that. I'm just here to crack jokes and learn at the same time, you feel me? I just want to make this video more interesting for somebody who needs to hear this or who wants to know their history. Crack a little jokes in between it, man. But still, bro. Shit got me thinking a whole different bunch. Like, how, bro? Well, you guys already know it, man. We need to try to hit that song. We're gonna smash that notification bell, bro. Your patties in the bunch, I don't care. To my subs, bro, this is wild, bro. Yeah, I'm sorry for coughing the whole time, man. I'm super ass sick, bro. But god damn, bro, you guys are demons. But no, that's it. I want to know what y'all religion is. I need to know what God you guys are praying to. I need to know. Y'all put it in the comment section. And until next time, bro. Deuces.
Call me like a rich bitch, limp dick, put it on your daughter and she still call a nut. Patty cake, gotta know your bitch like Johnny Cake. ATL pull up in a roller skates, or lights on like a library.